guys, welcome back to the Dogs podcast. We got another Dogs After Dark episode for you guys because it went so well last time.
Buckle up.
Buckle up. Yeah. Matt, what are you sipping on tonight?
Katie, I'm sipping on Total Consciousness from Third Space Brewing, and this is a pretty hefty Larry here, 8.2% double IPA. So if we start to get crazy in the middle of this, you can blame Third Space Brewing.
It's not our fault.
It's not, but shout out Third Space. We're both drinking a pint. We're having a pint.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm drinking the same thing as Matt.
Oh, yeah. What are you sipping on?
A Total Consciousness.
Nice, me too. That's sick.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, Katie. How are you doing today?
I'm good, braving the elements these days.
Yeah, dude, it's freaking cold
really
this week.
Really freaking cold up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like temp yesterday was negative 36 at one point.
I know.
I was monitoring.
I know.
It was gnarly.
It was. Yeah, when the dog's paws start freezing to the ground at 2 minutes into your walk, that it's not going well.
No, Bagel was max a minute outside. He did want to play, but then his little paws went up and I was like, dude, we're going inside.
Yeah.
Fetch inside.
Fetch inside, yep. That is a thing these days.
That is a thing.
The glories of living in Wisconsin.
I love it. Wouldn't rather live anywhere else.
No. So we were talking about how we had the Dogs After Dark episode last time, and it turns out we made a lot of errors. A lot of inaccuracies.
Might have been the beer talking. Might have been just us not being super prepared. So that's okay, though.
Yeah.
I think the first one is the key. So why don't you correct
Okay,
that?
well, so apparently it's 6 degrees of separation and not 7.
Just like what we did the whole episode.
I know.
The amount of times we were like 7 degrees of separation.
7 degrees. I think
So it's
I was
6.
thinking of, there's that book called 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I think I was just mixing it up.
Classic mix-up. Classic.
So the 6 dogs of separation is what we will call that moving forward.
Yep. So correct that.
Matt, this was your error.
This was my error, and can you blame me? I think, yeah.
Michael thought this was funny.
I got a lot of voice memos on this one. So it is Episcopal, not Episcopal or Episcopal. So
apologies to the Episcopalian listeners.
I'm so sorry.
But
yeah,
it's not our fault.
I have to correct this next one too, because I was kind of embarrassed by this one, but no one caught it. I caught it myself when I listened back. I re-listen. It's like watching the tape after a game. Yeah. I re-listen. I said that it's out of 4 stars for college sports, he's a 4-star athlete and it's out of 4. I'm an idiot. It's 5. I knew it was 5 too. I just said 4 like a freaking goon.
What was it?
Tommy Reese was a 3-star athlete, and I was like, it's out of 4.
And it was really
but it's 5. It's out of 5. So I'm sure there was more errors, but I feel like those are the big ones.
Yeah, I don't recall any other glaring issues.
No.
Hopefully we have less this time. But honestly, it's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny. It is what it is.
And
we're doing our best.
The other thing is, we are a non-edited show. This is like the raw, unfiltered.
Yeah.
The raw, unfiltered version of us.
Yeah.
Unless something's bad.
Unless it's really bad. Yeah. Which hasn't happened yet. Might one day. Maybe
one day. But yeah, and I think somebody at work was like, you should really promote that. You should lean into that. It's you're this really is it. You guys. This is us.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. This is war. What are we waiting for?
All right. With that in mind, let's dig into this week's topic.
Let's dive in.
Matt, who are we talking about?
So, actually, I'm going to take it at a higher level first. I'm going to tease our listeners a little bit.
Yeah.
before we talk about who we're talking about, I want to talk about what we're talking about, which is Formula One.
Formula One, also
Formula
known
One,
as F1.
F1 racing. So I think we should get out of the gates here and say this is the furthest out of our realm so far for topics. Like, I feel like we know football, baseball, basketball a little bit. F1, I have not tuned in over a decade and a half, maybe even more.
No, which is interesting because I feel like F1 has really kind of taken off,
popped off
around these parts
for
over
sure.
the last, I don't know, like
but
5 years.
we listened before.
We were the OGs.
We were the OGs. So shout out Uncle Mitch, Auntie Shell, our dad, Scott Hall, because they were diehards for a long time there.
They were like, they would really wake up like at the 4 a.m. time trials on the Saturday.
It's crazy. It was not just the race. It was the, oh God, what's it called? When the qualifying. Jeez, why can't I think of that? And even some practice was going on because they practiced the day before. So that's crazy. Anyway, so we did grow up watching it a little bit, but it definitely stopped abruptly, I think, at the end of like Michael Schumacher's run. I'm going to talk about him in a second a little bit. But we did go to the Indy F1 race a couple times growing up, 06, 07, as kids.
Yeah. I'll put a picture of that experience on our Instagram, but I should say that was a difficult time for me in terms of appearance.
My teeth are phenomenal in these pictures, so have fun looking at that.
It's a little rough.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It was definitely my awkward stage. So
I mean, I'm still in my awkward stage this day. Yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, no. So we went to a couple F1 races as kids, and I do remember a lot of it, but not everything, because I was 9. You were what?
I was in
13?
6th grade. So what is that?
12, 13?
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Okay. So, anyways, Formula One. So it's pretty much like the pinnacle of motorsport. It's a global championship, right? This is international. 10 teams, each fielding 2 drivers, right? So there's 20 drivers total. Just incredibly fast cars. They are competing for an individual, so drivers championship / title, and also a constructors title, which constructors is the team, right? So for example, like Ferrari is a team, but someone on Ferrari can win the individual drivers championship, right? And then the team can win too. So really F1 is emphasizing like high-tech engineering, intense G-forces, right? Strategic pit stops, right? Are we changing our tires? Are we not? Are we keeping them going? Like how much gas should we have in the tank, right? Because like the minor things can really have the greatest impact. So a lot of strategy.
A lot of strategy like between your two teammates too.
Big
like,
time.
Okay, you take out this guy and I'll thread the needle.
I'm going to draft off you for 6 laps and then take over at the end.
Yeah.
And so there's some tea behind it. Like people get heated, which we will also get into that too. But right now, and this wasn't always the case, I looked back through years and years and years of like stats and data and stuff like that. So now there's 24 races around the globe. When we watched back in 06, 07, there was 18. Which is kind of interesting.
Okay.
So
because they have that Vegas race.
They do. There's Vegas now. There's Miami now in the U.S. So there's some.
Yeah,
Indy
US
doesn't
is
exist
really
anymore, I think, or at least it didn't for a while
so.
there. So, and so I kind of like this, but the article I was reading on F1 it considers it a chess match at 200 miles an hour.
I would agree.
So I do want to talk about some of the greats of F1 really quick too before we get into our main act here, just so people like, because you might not be following F1, but you might have heard of these people, I would say. So number 1, Lewis Hamilton. He had 105 wins in his career. I think he's actually still racing.
Yeah.
7 championships. So to date, that's where he's at. Maybe he'll get more. Michael Schumacher, who I have his flag out in the room. You guys can't see that, but I put out, I'm not going to say whose car, but I can say whose flag. Michael Schumacher's flag. 91 wins, 7 championships. Max Verstappen, who I do remember too, 65 wins, 4 championships. I think he's still around too. And then Sebastian Vettel, who had 53 wins and 4 championships. And he was teammates with
Mark Webber.
The
Australian.
nicknamed Aussie Grit.
Aussie Grit.
who we are talking about today, and we are only talking about him in an Australian accent for the entirety of the episode. Absolutely not. Absolutely not doing that. But we are talking about Mark Webber.
Maybe we should say why we're talking about Mark Webber.
Yeah, well, you tell.
Okay, well, you know me. Like, I like to latch on to a person who's not number one.
No.
Basically
a dog.
A dog. I've always been a fan of the dogs. And so for whatever reason in 2006, I was like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
And
do you remember why?
Well,
thinking about 12-year-old
liked
Katie.
that he was Australian.
Yeah, he's kind of good looking too.
He's good looking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good looking cat. Good looking Larry.
I don't know why. But so he was my guy. He's my favorite. Which
is cool because the team too. So now I can say we have an actual model Mark Webber car in the pod room, believe it or not.
It is. And it's not like full size.
No, it's full size. No. Yeah, it's like whatever.
118
Uncle Mitch would know the exact scale.
Yeah.
10 by 18 or something like that. But anyway, so Williams, the car that we have that he was on, which he wasn't on for a super long time, but that's when Katie was a fan, was definitely not like the center of attention. Middle of the pack, I would say.
It was all
maybe.
Ferrari and
McLaren, right?
Yeah.
Renault. Back then, Renault.
Who was Alonso?
Renault.
Oh, okay. Renault. But yeah, you'll see in one of the pictures I'm going to post on Instagram, I was wearing a Mark Webber hat.
Yeah. Yep. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
You liked to be different. You dared to be
I
different.
did.
Yeah.
And you had your like cool Ferrari stuff.
I did. There is a picture of me with my true favorite racer. Do you remember at the time? There was only one pic. You might have missed it.
With your favorite racer?
Yeah, it's on the hat.
Oh, I didn't.
At the time, it was Scott Speed.
Oh yeah,
he was the only
Scott
American.
Speed.
I don't think he lasted more than a season or two. So.
I mean, I think he went to like maybe NASCAR or something.
I don't know. He was gone though. Sick last name though for a racer, Scott Speed.
Yeah.
That's another dog for another day.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Mark Webber, nicknamed Aussie Grit, which we were laughing a lot before we hopped on here because.
I was thinking, I don't think that's his real nickname.
It is. Google says so.
Okay. Well, I think it's like kind of his motto, like his life.
I mean,
life
imagine
motto.
calling someone Aussie Grit. Like, that's crazy.
Hey, Aussie Grit.
What's up, Aussie Grit, dude? Like, no, like, guys, call me Aussie Grit, you know? But anyway, so basically, I feel like Mark Webber, just like as a whole, right, before we go into like chronologically, he has a very honest approach to racing. He's very direct. He's not like your typical, like what you'd think of for an F1 racer. He's kind of tall.
He's tall, yeah, but by tall, he's 6'1".
6'1", but that's tall for racing.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to highlight that later, but they basically, I like this term. They said they had to shoehorn him into the car, which I think is hilarious. But, so I don't think he was never at the top, right? But he saw a decent amount of success, and I think he won
some races.
He won some races, and I think he's definitely someone worthy of highlighting. Cool guy, very
he's
direct.
Just a cool guy.
Cool guy. So, Katie, talk to us about his childhood, upbringing, early racing.
So he was born in 1976 in New South Wales town of Queanbeyan, located in the tablelands of Queanbeyan River banks near Canberra. He's from Australia.
Australia, mate.
He grew up playing rugby, cricket, did some swimming. He was the ball boy for the Canberra Raiders.
Go Raiders.
And earned money delivering pizzas. He also did an apprentice as a plumber and a woodcutter.
Very cool.
Good with his hands.
Great with his hands.
From day one.
Yep.
Early racing, he drove motorbikes. He started driving motorbikes on weekends at 4 years old on his grandfather's 2,500-acre farm.
It's a big farm, dude.
And so I thought I read that like his dad, is that true? His dad was into motorbikes, and that's maybe how.
Well, I was nodding my head because I thought I read that his dad didn't want him to take it up seriously.
Yeah, maybe he was into it,
injured.
but didn't want him to do it.
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah.
Then at the age of 12, he made the switch to karting. He bought a go-kart from a school friend's dad, developed himself at a local indoor go-kart center near his house. He also received a second go-kart from his dad. He debuted in junior level karting at age 14. He won the 1992 Australian Capital Territory and New South Wales state championships.
That was always my dream growing up.
Woo! In 1993, he made his car racing debut. It was the 8-round Australian Formula. This is where I was thought that Formula Ford Championship.
Yep.
Second in Rookie of the Year. Webber's dad moved him closer to Sydney at that time to be closer to Australia's motor racing industry.
So clearly they saw something in him, right? Where they're literally moving him. You know, he was good.
He was going to be good. He was destined for greatness.
Yeah.
And to earn money when he wasn't racing, he was a part-time driving instructor in defensive driving school.
I thought that was cool. I wanted to highlight that because, like, what is that, dude?
School?
Like, is that just regular driving school, or are they teaching people to drive defensively? Because, like, smart, but that's super specific.
Yeah, I don't know.
We might have to look into that.
He got into a lot of different racing groups in 1996. He started consistently getting podium finishes around that time. So he was on the rise. He had to get funding from his family friend and rugby union player David Campese to help fund his need for speed.
God, I'm glad you said that name. I would have said Campese.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just think of Caprese.
Yeah, no, you're probably right.
He started doing sports car racing in 1998 to 2001. He was selected due to his tenacity.
Yeah. Do you think it's a good time to talk about who selected him, kind of? Or should we circle back on that?
I think so.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, like, him getting into Formula One, somebody who was key to getting him involved is actually his wife.
Mm-hmm.
He married his former manager. Her name's Ann Neal. They've been together since early in his career, with Neal managing him during his rise in racing. And so she's 13 years older than him.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it was kind of like cougarish.
Totally cougarish.
But so Neal spotted Webber's talent when he was 18, and as his manager, took him to race in Europe in hopes of cracking into the Formula One world.
Yeah, so that's cool.
So she's really behind the man.
She is. I saw numerous articles saying without her, there's no Mark. You know, at least racing wise,
they're still kicking it. They're still together. Their love of racing is what brought them together.
Yeah, parents didn't like it though. I saw numerous things. Mom was not thrilled with Anne. With Anne, just thought it was a little weird.
I saw a picture of them when he like first started in Formula One, and she kind of looks like Princess Diana.
Yeah, she's got that hair kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so they're still
interesting
kicking.
Tidbit.
Matt. Maybe continue.
Yeah, so we're maybe keep going.
Let's keep her moving.
Yeah, so I do want to highlight real quick just the F1 point system, because I was like, I'm going to talk a lot about points, placements, stuff like that when I highlight Mark Webber's like career. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, is this good? Is this bad? Like, I'm just like reading. So the Grand Prix point system for a standard race, right? So if you get first, you get 25 points. Second is 18. Third, 15. Fourth, 12. Fifth, 10. Sixth, 8. Seventh, 6. Eighth, 4. Ninth, 2. And 10th, 1.
What is the method to that madness?
No idea. But I think it's pretty key that if you're getting first, you're getting a buttload. If you're getting second, you're getting a pretty good bit. Third, pretty good bit. Fourth, decent. And then after that, it's kind of like...
So if you're not first, you're last.
If you're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby. So I want to highlight that because we're going to talk a lot about points here. So in 1999... Mark Webber started to do some F1 testing, right? So he's kind of developing the car, testing out the car for racers Jenson Button and Giancarlo Fisichella, which most people are probably like, who the F is that? I recognize both those names.
I do remember those guys.
Yeah, me too. So those were guys back in the day. Mm-hmm. And he would also replace one of them if they were sick or injured. So, he tested a lot for Benetton. Do you remember Benetton, like kind of the team? Yeah. So anyway, so he's doing that for a few years. In 2002, he replaced Fernando Alonso, which we got a lot on Fernando later on.
Yeah.
And maybe a dog episode one day about Fernando. I don't know. Maybe not. He's got a couple ships, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of people might not know who he is. Anyways.
Wait, was he who you?
Hold that thought. I'm bringing that up later. No, I like that. Tease.
Okay.
Tease for the people. So replaced Fernando Alonso at Minardi for the first 3 races of 2002. He was barely able to fit in the car due to his height. LOL. And that year he finished 16th overall, right? So of the 20 racers with 2 points. So he probably got 10th twice or like maybe 1/9 place, So I thought this was kind of interesting though. Oh, you know what? So this kind of like contradicts everything that I just said, but I know this part is definitely true a little bit. So his Formula One debut in 2002 was actually in his homeland.
Oh yeah. So that was cool. That was
awesome. Yeah. So this is the Australian Grand Prix in Melbourne, where he's making his F1 debut. So so you're in your homeland, sick. Minardi was struggling. They were, kind of a back marker team, but Webber showed his Aussie grit by fighting for 5th place. He started 18th out of the 22 cars, and I wrote down he was nursing a broken differential, so something was hurting. I don't know exactly what I meant by that. So at the time, he became the 4th Aussie driver to have scored F1 World Championship points. So he's only the 4th Aussie ever at that point. So I mean, pretty big time, but
big deal for Australia.
Deal for Australia, and a big comeback for that race. So and I do know that the point system back in the day was a little bit different than it is now. Katie has her hand up. Go.
So a differential it's part of your car. So broken differential causes grinding, whining, or clunking noises.
I thought that was on the body, so that's good that you looked that up. I was like, what's a differential? I never heard of that bone. Yeah, that's a good
his body was in good shape.
Car was not. I was like, he was hurting. Every car fan in the world just rolled their eyes so aggressively.
This doesn't come naturally to us.
No, it doesn't. We're learning. So, okay, good correction though. So,
yeah.
All right, so we had the debut, right? Then he joined the team Jaguar, which was our mom's favorite growing up. He replaced an aging Eddie Irvine. He scored points 7 times, best result being 3 6th-place finishes. He came in 10th that year with 17 points. His cars were weak, though. So that's a big thing I want to drive home. Is that it can totally just depend.
Yeah, if your car's not good, you're not going to be good.
If your car's not good, you're not going to be good. So Mark Webber can be as good as possible, but if his car sucks, if the team's not pouring in money for new development, new technology, yada, 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 it's not going to go well. So that was a big reason then that he wasn't, doing super well, but he was touted as this future star. And he was offered a 5-year extension with Jaguar, but he elected just to do 2 years.
So he probably because he knew the car wasn't good.
He knew the car wasn't good. He probably wanted to go somewhere else anyway. So car wasn't super reliable. He didn't actually finish in 18 races. And remember, there's 24 now, and I think back then there was less. So during those years, right? Okay. So that's a lot. He did score points 4 times, came in 13th overall with 7 points. So now is where things kind of get juicy, okay? The car that Katie has next to her, real size car, in 2005, Frank Williams, RIP, did look into Frank Williams. Yeah, kind of sad. The Williams owner was interested in Webber. He thought, basically driving for this team, for Williams, this is Mark Webber being, would advance his career. They released Giancarlo Fisichella, who we highlighted earlier, and signed Webber to replace him. Couple interesting things about his time at Williams. He did fitness training with Lance Armstrong to prepare.
What?
Pretty cool. And so one of the, people that was on the team before was Ralf Schumacher, which I also wanted to highlight because that's Michael Schumacher's brother, who was another kind of, at least a big name at the time. I don't think he ever had like a ton of success, but I remember Ralph and kind of being into it because he was the brother. And so Mark's teammate at Williams was Nick Heidfeld, which I remember that name too. But the Williams car was aerodynamically poor due to, and this is me reading straight from it because I'm not going to lie, like I don't know what this means, incorrectly calibrated wind tunnels, lacking race speed, There was oftentimes they had poor starting. They would qualify well and then lose positions pretty naturally throughout the race. Mm-hmm. But during his time at Williams, he got his first F1 podium finish, which is a big deal. He got third at Monaco.
So he did that in that car.
In the Williams car, yeah. Not the best car.
Okay, cool.
He got in 5 crashes. He burnt his right hip due to heat generated by a failed electronics box in the car's cockpit that year, which is kind of crazy. He finished 10th that year with 36 points. So I think, as you can see, he's doing a little bit better kind of year by year.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's when this happened, but he got into like some gnarly crashes, and like at least one of them, he did like a front flip
I watched
in
that
the
video.
air.
It's scary.
So, yeah, he survived that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think when you look up Mark Webber, some of the things that it says, like, he survived some crashes that a lot of people wouldn't survive from. It's about that.
It's that Aussie
Grit. Exactly what I was going to say. But the owners of Williams told him that he didn't do super well, which is kind of interesting. But really, no other driver wanted to drive with Williams in 2006. So,
what the F?
So Mark, just kind of gripped and ripped it. He became, I think, pretty cranky by the end of it. Disliked the management style, disliked, basically how the car was doing, leading him to poor, finishes and stuff like that. So
that's like phase 1 of him being frustrated.
Phase 1 of him being frustrated.
With his Formula 1 career.
There's a lot more tea coming.
There is.
So Red Bull Racing. This is when things kind of take off for Mark in terms of, how he's doing. So we opted not to re-sign with Williams. He took less money on a 2-year contract with Red Bull, which was surprising at the time because the team was kind of formed to promote younger drivers, right, in the drinks company. And I think Mark was a little bit older for a driver, right? So yeah, and after a few years at Red Bull, I'm gonna kind of just quickly highlight because it's not super interesting at the beginning. Poor car performance. Actually, Mark's teammate David Coulthard, which I'm wondering if you remember that name. Yep, you remember that name. Was replaced by Sebastian Vettel, who we highlighted earlier as one of the greatest F1 racers of all time.
Yeah.
The two were teammates.
And he looks shockingly like my husband.
He does. He really looks like, maybe we can add that to the
Michael.
Instagram. Maybe, it's not worth it. But he does. He looks like Michael. In 2009, right? So we're in 2009 here for Red Bull Racing. Mark Webber got points in the first 7 of 8 races with 3 podium finishes. So we can see he's getting better. The car's performing pretty decently. He got his first win that year, first Australian driver with a win in F1 since 1981. He got his second career victory that year. He finished 4th overall in basically the driver standings, right? With 69.5 points.
That's awesome.
Something that happened, I think, slightly before the 2010 season was he got in a biking accident. He had to have knee surgery. He gained some weight because he wasn't really moving around.
Who wouldn't?
Like Bartolo Colon.
Yeah.
And he had to lose 15 pounds quickly, which he did. But so that season, he led the Drivers' Championship at multiple points throughout the season. He had 4 Grand Prix victories. Big time. Seen some success. This is crazy, and I kind of wish I could go back and relive this. But so Webber was 8 points behind Fernando Alonso and 7 ahead of Vettel going into the season-ending Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, right? So he's sandwiched between Alonso, who's in first, Vettel, who's in third. He needed a win, and for Alonso to place 3rd or lower to win the championship, which is doable. Sounds like a tall task, but he got 8th place. I don't know what happened, but he got 8th place. Mark Webber did. Vettel won the race, and Alonso got 7th. So Mark Webber ended up finishing 3rd, finished 3rd for the the whole standings, right? So it went Vettel, Alonso, Webber. So going into that,
so close.
He was close. He was one race away, really, from being kind of a champion.
Yeah.
This is the tea here.
Yeah, this is yeah.
Do you want to share the tea, actually? It might be a good time for Katie to jump in with the tea.
So after the season, he was angry once again with Red Bull's management this time. he felt like they were kind of devaluing his achievements that year, and favoring Sebastian Vettel. He collided with Vettel in a duel for the lead at the Turkish Grand Prix, which cooled his relationship with Marco.
I think Marco's the what's it called? The manager, team
owner,
I
think.
Yeah. We'll circle back.
So he blamed Mark for the accident and favored Sebastian, something Webber felt again and again after Vettel received so this was the crazy thing.
Helmut Marko was the Red Bull Racing advisor / I think owner. So
there's a video about this that I thought was like kind of crazy.
It's kind of fun.
It is fun.
Gives you a little Mark Webber,
Yeah, you couldn't really see his Aussie grit in this video. But at the British Grand Prix, Sebastian Vettel broke his front wing, and it was a new version of their wing or whatever. And so they took the wing off of Mark Webber's car and to give it to Sebastian because they had more faith in him, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
So Mark really, I think he took that to heart. And so in this video, someone asks the question like, "Hey, what did you guys think about that happening?" And Mark totally ignores the question and he says, the team is great with how they performed. And then he slams his water glass on the table. And then Sebastian's like,
He's like, Sebastian doesn't know what to say. Sebastian's like, oh, yeah, sometimes you don't see from the outside.
Yeah.
I think,
what did that even mean?
I think it shows Mark Webber's personality, though, a lot, because everything that I'm seeing is like, Mark Webber's straight up. He's direct. So, there it's like, the team got what they wanted, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe this is a good time to mention, too, he's got a book.
Yeah. Talk about the book.
Called Aussie Grit. It seems really cool. And it seems like a lot of it is spent talking about this time where he's on Sebastian's team.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have that on the way to my house right now.
Can I read it after you?
Yeah, you can.
That's awesome.
I'm excited about it. But yeah, it's called Aussie Grit by Mark Webber. Check it out at your nearest local bookstore. I'm interested in that relationship for sure.
Yeah. So here we are, end of 2010. He wanted to retire. He had a worsening mental state, a lot of negativity going around about his racing career. But he had a lot of podiums, top 10s that year, took third overall with 258 points. It's career high. It's second time in his career too, where he came in third. So that's a big deal, right? To be in the top three. In 2011, which is that next season, right? It went Sebastian Vettel, who we just highlighted, Jenson Button, and then Mark Webber in third.
Mm-hmm.
So he signed on for one more year with Red Bull in 2012. He finished I didn't mean one more year.
Mm-hmm.
Signed up for another year. In 2012, finished 6th overall with 179 points.
That's good. That's decent.
Not bad. And then he was like, you know what? I will do one more year.
Mm-hmm.
He made an earlier promise that he would stay with Red Bull until his career was over. He rejected this. This is what I found interesting. This is crazy. He rejected an offer from Ferrari to partner with Fernando Alonso. And
he's good.
Quick side note on Fernando Alonso really quick. And we'll circle back on that.
Yeah.
So Fernando Alonso is still racing, which I had no idea. It's 20
crazy.
Plus years. It said multiple decades. What? It was like 25, 26 years. So that's
maybe
nuts.
He does need a dogs episode.
I think he needs a dogs episode. So let's write that down.
He's got it in him.
Fernando Alonso, quick.
He's a Spaniard.
Why did I say it? He's
44.
Nice. That's Rizzo's number. So quick story about Fernando Alonso. We're at Indy that year. People are whipping by. Mm-hmm. We're just on the. We're eating at a restaurant, and we see people are sprinting by, and we're like, there has to be a racer going by, And so our Auntie Shell basically grabs Kate. You too, right? You and me.
Well.
I think you went with.
I think I went with. But
so we sprint. We follow this crowd. He was your
favorite, so I think she was really trying to get.
I don't even know if he was my favorite necessarily. I think it was just like, this is a cool moment. We have a chance to see a racer like up close and personal. Mm-hmm. And No, you know what? I think he was my favorite because I think Uncle Mitch was pissed that I liked Fernando Alonso at the time.
Yeah.
He was No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
But anyways, anti-shell sprint. We're sprinting through this crowd, right? We get to the front. He's sitting down, right, at a restaurant with his pals.
Yeah.
And anti-shell just butts our way to the front. Thank you, anti-shell. And basically, and I might be messing this up a little bit because I was young, but I think she was like, "Hey, Fernando, like, this is Matt. You're his favorite racer." And he shook my freaking hand. And he said, "Thank you." Like, and that was pretty much it. So we shook hands, and then he ended up winning the championship that year.
It's pretty cool.
So I think I had a little bit to do with Fernando Alonso winning the championship.
Cute.
So,
shout out Anti-Shell.
Big shout out to Anti-Shell getting me to shake Fernando Alonso's hand. So, anyways, he rejected an offer. Mark Webber rejected an offer with my guy Fernando Alonso. He would have replaced Felipe Massa, which other quick story, I got his autograph by going under a fence during one of those years at F1 at Indy. So I do have his autograph.
That is something interesting about the Formula One culture is like people are obsessed with the drivers. I feel like more than any other sport. Like people were like jumping fences, sprinting across streets.
When you say jumping fences, you mean Anti-Shell once again. She had bruises up and down her arm
from the barbed wire.
I think she got the autograph though. I think from Michael Schumacher. I'm pretty sure.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But
crazy.
Anyway.
So for that season, he finished third for a third time. It was Vettel, then Alonso, then Webber, and that was in 2012. So he did end up retiring after 2013, and he kind of alluded to he just wanted to spend more time with family at that point, which I saw actually in the video that you sent. He alluded to that as well.
Yeah.
So
that was his F1 career.
That's his F1 career.
So like he was
solid,
right up there with the big dogs.
But he's not one of the greatest of all time. No, he's not.
No, which
is okay.
And part of it might have been due to like the hand he was dealt. You know,
I think that's part of it.
With his car,
he was second fiddle for Red Bull.
Yeah.
After Sebastian Vettel, for whatever reason.
But undoubtedly a very skilled driver.
A notable guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome guy. And I'm excited to read his book. Yeah, I'm excited to read it after you. He did have some post F1 success too. So after he retired, he joined Porsche, won the 2015 FIA World Endurance Championship. Don't know anything about it, but got to highlight it. And then he officially retired from racing in 2017. Crazy. So, was Mark Webber a good driver? Yes. Yes, he was. Essentially, highly respected, known for speed, his grit, Aussie Grit, and he competed at the top level in Formula One, achieving 9 wins. He was challenging for the championship, right? Yeah, you tried to do that. Right, yeah, you go do that, listener. No, we love you. Listener. Yeah, we love you. Well, maybe you go do it. Yeah, give it a shot. But yeah, he was hampered by inconsistency, bad luck, being up against dominant teammates. Like Sebastian Vettel is one of the greatest of all time, and I think Mark Webber has something to do with that. And he's kind of a cult hero, though. I've come to find, and he was kind of considered a nearly man. Multiple time. He could be a multi-time champion. He was close. And I think overall, like Mark and Sebastian are friends now. I think that the book kind of talks about that a little bit too. I did not know that. Because I guess Mark like called up Sebastian, was like, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna write this book. It kind of doesn't paint you in the best light, but I feel like it's honest." And so I think they're homies. Good. That's good. You'd hope after all those years of racing side by side that they can be pals, but I know it can get a little heated, and it can. Yeah, it's just part of the game. Yeah, and so one of the last things I'll kind of say about Mark Webber in terms of driving, right? So his driving style, I think, should be talked about a little bit. And this is from journalist Mark Hughes. I want to highlight him. He said, the thing that Mark Webber does arguably better than anyone else, he basically gets every ounce of potential from the car through fast, aerodynamically loaded corners. Extra lap time could be located in slower turns because the car remains in them longer. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
But I think
that's what he said.
That's his driving style, though. So there's a whole lot more.
So he rips through the corners.
I think so. Yeah,
cool.
I think that's right. Yeah, okay. But yes, his driving style, which was refined in downforce heavy sports cars in the late 1990s, was not suited for more gentle approach required for driving V8 F1, whatever that word is, Pirelli shod cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think
nice.
I think I should have scrapped trying to describe his driving style.
But... No, but what I'm taking away.
Yeah.
He had a unique driving style.
Yeah, I think it was different. I think it was different.
He knew what he was doing.
And he's getting every ounce from the car.
Yeah, getting every ounce from the car because he was used to dealing with. Can I swear?
Yeah.
He was used to dealing with shit cars.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
That's
my professional opinion.
Exactly. So yeah, couple fun facts for you. Mark, you want to share any of those?
Nope.
Okay, just me then.
I'll chime in. You go.
Okay, Mark Webber had 9 F1 wins total, which is good deal.
Ended up with 42 podium finishes.
In 2010, he finished third in F1, which we highlighted earlier, but he was dealing with a broken shoulder and shattered leg. He kept the shattered leg hidden and won races during that stretch. Yeah. Crazy.
Aussie Grit, baby.
Aussie Grit.
We mentioned this earlier. He was pretty tall for being a driver at 6'1".
Yeah.
But he put his mind to it, and that's really his message for people: is if you put your mind to it, you can do anything.
Yeah, for sure. And then 2 quick things. I thought this was funny. I was like, I wonder if Mark Webber has any kids. Mm-hmm. There's a story a few years ago, and actually might be more than a few years ago now. But it claimed that Mark and his wife Anne were celebrating the arrival of a daughter, which he claimed he chose the name GT3. But the story was published on April 1st. April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day.
But yeah, no, he doesn't have any kids of his own, but his wife, Anne, has one from previous marriage, I read.
Yeah, I saw that too. Mm-hmm. Cool. Mm-hmm. And then last thing real quick, I'm not going to go into all the details, but he's like a big biker, runner, cycler, kayaker. He held some events in regards to that. I don't want to talk about it too in depth, but it's kind of cool. Like he went far. Maybe I'll talk about it a little bit. It was a 10-day,
all right, fine.
10-day, 620-mile adventure challenge trek that Mark Webber. Basically it featured cross-country running, cycling, and kayaking in Tasmania to raise money for childhood cancer charities.
He's a good guy.
That was worth highlighting. Yeah, I hope you meet him too. Katie, I think it's time. Let's talk about the big dogs of the week. What you got for us this week, Katie?
Okay, so I'm heading back to the world of figure skating, I guess.
Of course we are.
Sorry, I don't know why. I'm not doing it on purpose. I mean, I do love figure skating. It's the Olympics time. But, okay, so at the 2026 U.S. Figure Skating Championships, our girl Amber Glenn won her 3rd consecutive national title and secured her spot on the Olympic team. She is the oldest woman single skater at the Olympics since 1928. Guess how old she is?
I didn't look. I'll go 37.
She is the ripe old age of 26.
She's the oldest? What?
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess
she's an old maid.
She's an old maid. She's also the first U.S. woman since Michelle Kwan to win that title 3 years in a row. So she's big time. She's a big deal. She's known for her athleticism, and she's also known as one of the only American women who consistently lands a triple axel in international competition. She's pretty dope. But so kind of the cool part of her story is that, this is really the high point of her career, and she feels that it aligns super well with her coming out publicly as bisexual and pansexual in 2019. She became the first out woman to figure skate at the Olympics.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. She has also won over fans for her determination and resilience. And she speaks frankly about her mental health struggles often and her experience as an openly queer skater in hopes of making the sport more inclusive.
Beautiful.
So good for her. She's also like really muscular, which I guess, you don't, that's not typical in figure skating. And so she was kind of worried that, coming out might make the judges feel like she doesn't fit the mold. But apparently she said that she hasn't felt that way since coming out. So that's good.
Yeah.
Love that. She said one of the coolest moments was looking in the crowd and seeing like a bunch of pride flags.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
That's Amber. That's Amber Glenn. I'm excited to watch her. So definitely keep an eye out for her in figure skating at the Olympics.
I love it.
Yeah.
Good big dog of the week.
Yeah, love you, Amber.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of Olympics action coming up here, which will be cool.
Yeah.
Cool if I jump in?
Go ahead.
So for my big dog of the week, I do want to give a shout out to my dear friend Tanner Leahy. He's one of our Coloradoan.
He's such a douche, Matt. I don't know why you hang out with him.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. It's like an inside joke.
It is an inside joke. Katie and Tanner have this like.
He was the usher
beef
at my wedding.
He was. Yeah, that's true.
So I like kind of like him.
Yeah, he's like the little brother you never wanted. But you also have one named Matt, but then like the other one that you really didn't want. Yeah.
Yeah. So Tanner.
Yeah, so shout out Tanner. He gave me this idea here. He was like, dude, something cool's happening in ski mountaineering. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. So, but this is right before the Olympics, so why the frick not? So really quick, what is ski mountaineering? Also known as SkiMo. It's a high intensity SkiMo. High-intensity winter sport combining backcountry skiing, alpine climbing, and endurance hiking. Participants ascend steep, snow-covered mountains using specialized lightweight gear and skins, in quotes. They descend on skis. So they go up the mountain, they hike, they're trekking up there, and then they come down on skis. Basically, it's characterized by rapid transitions between climbing and descending in some difficult terrain, right?
Yeah, that seems like a stupid thing Tanner would do.
Tanner would like this, but ski mountaineering is making its debut in Milano Cortina in the 2026 Winter Olympics.
Cool.
Yep. So it's expected to have men's, women's, and a mixed relay. So here's the story, Katie. Okay. The United States had one final opportunity to qualify for the 2026 Winter Olympics in SkiMo. Anna Gibson and Cameron Smith, they did not waste their opportunity. The duo made all kinds of history at the ISMF Ski Mountaineering World Cup in Solitude, Utah. By winning the mixed relay event, they became the first American team in Cup history to accomplish the feat, and in the process secured an Olympic berth. So, and SkiMo's making its debut, obviously, in the Winter Games in February. This is a quote here from Smith, right? Cameron Smith, who's the guy in the mixed team, right? I had a feeling something great would happen. I didn't know if it would be succeeding in our goal of making it to the Olympics or failing objectively. So Cameron, at a high level, he's been in the arena for a while. Mm-hmm. So just keep that in mind. He's like kind of a vet, all right? Mm-hmm. And so basically, another quote from Anna Gibson, there's nothing that feels quite like this. I'm pretty overwhelmed. So SkiMo is still a relatively young sport in the U.S. So definitely, it's pretty, I think it's going to be kind of cool to watch coming up here too. But something to keep in mind, too, when you're watching the Olympics is that France and Italy have earned 42 of the 57 overall cup medals since the circuit's inception in 2006. Okay. So very heavy Italy, France. And so the U.S.
is kind of the underdog.
We're fresh. Yeah. We are definitely fresh in this sport. Cool. But I think that the coolest thing is that, Smith is this vet. He's won 11 U.S. SkiMo national championships. He's the first American man to finish in the top 10 at a World Cup event. First to earn a cup medal, too. Okay. Mm-hmm. Gibson, freaking rookie. But she is like She is making a name for herself. So she has a strong background in alpine and Nordic skiing. She was kind of like a big trail runner too. So this is her this was her first event. Okay.
Wow.
This was her first one, and she freaking won. So not bad for a rookie campaign.
A born athlete.
Yep. So for winning that race, they qualified for the U.S. to be in the Olympics. And she said after winning the race, it feels so normal to be here, which is crazy because this is my first one. It just feels right. I'm all about this sport. This is so fun. I'm not about to stop doing anything else. All right, she said, I'm not about to stop doing anything else I'm doing, but there will be lots more of this
she's super
in my
cute.
future. Yeah, she's great.
I'm looking at pictures of her.
Yeah, so here we go. Check out Ski Mountaineering.
Did I read one of them is from Rockford, Illinois?
Yeah, that's what was his name?
That's the guy?
Yeah, Smith, the guy.
And if you're not familiar with
Cameron
Rockford,
Smith.
It's not very mountainous.
No.
So I don't know where he was training. Anna is 26.
Yeah, she's a young cat.
Same age as our girl Amber Glenn.
Yeah.
In the figure skating.
So check them out. Olympics coming up here, which will be interesting. But yeah, just a cool story. She's a rook, and she freaking crushed it in her first event. But it was their last chance to make it, and they freaking made it.
Awesome. Good luck, Anna.
Good luck, Anna. Okay, Phillip Rivers is interviewing for the Bills head coach job. We got to mention Rivers in every episode.
Yeah, this is the Phillip Rivers corner. What do we call it?
The Rivers Roundup?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rivers Roundup. So Phillip Rivers is interviewing for the Bills head coach job. Stay tuned.
Good luck, Philly.
For that. Philly. Anything else from you, Katie?
No, we got a break coming up, don't we?
We do. We got a 2-week break. So everyone listen to this at your leisure over the next couple weeks.
Maybe re-listen to some of the earlier ones. Relive the best moments.
It's cold out in the Midwest here, so it's a good time to hunker down.
Yeah.
Throw on the dogs.
Yeah.
Do some dishes. Do what you got to do, but have us on in the background. We'll entertain you.
We will. That we will.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe.
Yeah, check us out on Instagram.
It's a hoot.
Yeah, it's something.
That's for sure.
A lot of childhood pictures that my friends are making fun of me for.
Okay, well, this one's gonna be bad for me.
It's bad for me too, though. Let's be honest.
Okay,
do you see those teeth?
Yeah.
Buck teeth.
That was a shame.
Not good. So, all right, we'll see you in a couple weeks. Can't wait for the next episode. This was Mock Webber.
Mock Webber.
The Dogs Podcast is out.